Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is gonna be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in and the layoffs have finally started to begin with Zillow. And it should be no surprise with how irrelevant we are finding their Zestimate and forecasting to really be. And a chain reaction of layoffs will continue to come, not only in the real estate industry, but also in the technology industry. Now, obviously, this is as a result of the Federal Reserve, not only with their quantitative tightening, but their past quantitative easing. And as a result of those mistakes, American companies such as Zillow, Redfin, Facebook are being completely annihilated along with American workers. If you're a first-time homebuyer, or if you're on the sidelines like I am, we're going to talk about how this information can help you win on the other side of the housing market crash. But first, let's try to understand the problem and the severity of it. And where we're going to start today, guys, is we're going to dig into an article from Financial Advisors titled, Zillow Lays Off 300 Employees as U.S. Housing Market Slows Further. Now, you guys, real quick, before we dig into this video, understand I'm not a financial advisor, even if you want me to be yours, even if I want to be yours, and maybe we do, but I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my personal YouTube channel. Even though my bio is as a husband, renter, victim of foreclosure, someone that had a bankruptcy. So please, guys, for this effort, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't leave me hanging. Shoot me a comment below. But regardless, let's get into this video and let's dig into how all these layoffs are essentially going to help first-time homeowners that are prepared. Let's start. So let's start by seeing what's happening with Zillow. And obviously, guys, you know that I have been warning so many people that Zillow is essentially flip-flopping and they're going to go underwater here shortly. So let's read what's happening to Zillow. And this is as of October 26th. So I think I'm going to be releasing this video October 27th in the morning, but let's see what this has to say. Zillow Group laid off 300 employees as the company contends with a slowing housing market. A spokesperson for the company said Zillow eliminated roles in several lines of business, including Premier Agent, the company's core advertising service. And I would argue that's how they even became relevant. To be honest with you, as agents, we funded Zillow. Whatever. The cuts account for 5% of its workforce of 5,791 full-time employees as of the end of June. So 5% is a pretty steep cut, if you ask me. Let's continue. Zillow is the latest real estate company to shrink its workforce in recent months as the housing market has cooled. Compass Inc. laid off employees in September after an earlier round of job cuts this year. Redfin Corp also cut jobs this year of approximately, I believe, 8% of their staff, and that was Redfin. This week, we've made the difficult but necessary decision to eliminate a small number of roles and will shift those resources to key growth areas around our housing super app. The company is still hiring in key technology-related roles. Zillow stock fell 1% to $30.89 at 1:39 p.m. Now, remember, you guys, this is just the start. The quantitative tightening has kind of just begun, and really things get bad when the Fed pivots, right? So this is just a sign of things to come. Obviously, the real estate sector is going to get hit the hardest, probably followed by the tech sector. So again, in those metro areas that had tech-heavy job migration, those are probably going to be the areas that take the hit the fastest and the strongest as far as price decline for houses. But remember, you guys, it's not just Zillow. This is already starting to spiral out of control. Let's go back a month or two and see what else has happened. Now, you guys may remember, and as this says here, Compass already laid off 10% of its staff, and not only Compass, Redfin, and that was actually 8%. So Compass 10%, Redfin 8%. But not only that, you guys, obviously mortgage companies are suffering significantly as well. As this article points out, additionally, Amerisave Wholesale Mortgage officially closed its doors in September, joining the growing list of firms that have gone bust due to the shrinking mortgage market. Sprout Mortgage and First Guarantee Mortgage Corp are among those companies that have either entirely stopped operations or scaled down dramatically. So you guys can see this is not just happening happening with Zillow. It's not just happening in the tech industry. It's hitting the real estate industry super hard. And where we're seeing that first is, unfortunately, in my industry, which is predominantly residential mortgage lending. So we're seeing that happen already. But remember, this recession and the quantitative tightening is also going to hit hard tech industry. So essentially Zillow gets a double whammy. They're a real estate tech industry, so they're going to hit hard. But you guys remember what Facebook is doing? As this article reminds us, Facebook may quietly sack 12,000 employees, or 15% of its workforce. With the quantitative tightening, a lot of these companies can no longer afford to operate the same way they were when money was really cheap. Money is now more expensive. These companies are borrowing money at a higher federal funds rate or higher interest rate. So in essence, what that's doing is absolutely crushing these companies that were highly leveraged on cheap money. And just look at the stock. Now, starting with Zillow, and as you can see, here's their 52-week range down here. Now, a year ago, the price per share for Zillow was $104.05. If we fast forward to tonight, you guys, their cost per share is only $30.57. That means whoever invested in Zillow lost in 1 year 70%. That is a massive amount of money to lose essentially overnight. 1 year is not a long time to lose 70%. Would you agree? But that's not even the worst of it. Take a look at Redfin. Redfin 52 weeks ago, 1 year ago, was at $53.94 per share. Fast forward to today. Look at this, guys. Redfin is in the worst shape. And honestly, I like Redfin more than Zillow. I feel like Redfin gives us a lot cleaner data a lot more regularly. But that's my opinion. However, if you invested in Redfin 52 weeks ago, you lost, okay? You lost 91% of your money. So Redfin is in even worse shape than Zillow. But that's not all, you guys. Look at Facebook, because the layoffs are going to be far reaching. Again, Zillow has a double whammy, real estate and technology. But let's look at the master technology company or firm or whatever, social media platform, Meta or Facebook. This is astonishing. This is by chance, but as you can see here, after they closed, Facebook went down an additional 19%. I'm not 100% sure why, because I didn't follow it, but it's probably as a result of their financials. But look at this. This is the great Facebook, keep in mind. Facebook's 52-week range was at $353. Fast forward to aftermarket price, Facebook is down. This is insane. If you invested in Facebook, it's down. After hours price, 70%. Now you can see it closed at $129, but again, after hours, it plummeted. That means your money is trapped after hours, depending on if you can trade after hours, a whopping 70%. So it's no question. Industries, real estate industries, tech industries are absolutely suffering. But again, it's going to start in the real estate industry. So the question is, why? Take a look. Now, the reason is pending sales are down 32% year over year. So when sales go down 32%, obviously that is going to destroy a lot of companies, okay? But not only are pending sales down 32% year over year, mortgage applications are down 38% year over year. That is astronomical to have your business go down 38%. So the question is why is everything down so much? Obviously because of the Federal Reserve. Now take a look at this graph. This is the payment to income ratio, okay? Now, essentially this is going back to 1976. Now, as you can see right now, the payment to income ratio, or how much of your median household income is going to paying your mortgage, right? And that's based on a 30-year fixed, 20% down. But right now we're at 36.6% of your income going to paying your mortgage. That's crazy. Homes have not been this unaffordable since 1980s, guys, about 1984. That's insane. And here's the craziest thing. This is August data. This data is not including the 7%. So once the 7% hit the payment to income ratio, we're going to start seeing how expensive home ownership really is going to be. And it's going to be, in other words, homes right now are more unaffordable since the 1980s. So that's really why you don't want to buy a house right now. You want things to reset unless you're a cash buyer. The house prices have not gone down enough to catch up to the interest rates. And that's why I'm saying don't buy right now. Buying right now is going to be purchasing real estate at one of the most unaffordable times since the 1980s. You guys, not to mention being trapped upside down in your house with reverse equity. Do y'all see my point here? Now, how does all this translate to a first-time homeowner, or really anyone that's on the sidelines looking to purchase real estate? There are 4 things that I really want to pinpoint. Number 1, we now have clear signs that the housing market is shifting back into a buyer's market. Number 2, make sure that if possible, you have multiple sources of income and work as much overtime as possible while you can. Number 3, you have time to improve your current situation to become a better qualified buyer. Number 4, tech-heavy areas and metros that have had high migration and new job openings are probably going to start seeing the largest and fastest price declines moving forward. Now, regardless, you guys, I really hope you got some value, perspective, and insights from today's video. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.